Yeah. Say this is the Microsoft Azure portal. In this, we are going to create the VNet. But previously, when we create a virtual machine, automatically we got one VNet. Okay. And in AWS, what's happening is in AWS, for every region, AWS providing one default VPC. In the AWS, that is called as VPC. In Azure, it's called as VNet. In the Azure, it's called as VNet. We can create our own VNet and subnets. But by default, what's happening is if we create a VM also, automatically we are going to get our VNet and subnet also. Okay. So now for this, we need to go for VNet service. Okay. Here we don't have in the kickstart. I'll go to VNet service, virtual networks, virtual. Okay. So now here already these are created. By these two created, can you guess?
Already last time
we have created two resource group, right? Yeah. One is Citrix resource group and one is Clouds of resource group. And for those instances, it's automatically
created one way.
Okay.
Each resource group one VNet created.
Yeah, each that is for the instance. Even we can create one more also if you choose another region.
Okay.
Okay, another one also may be created. But now what we are doing?
Create a own VNet.
Yeah, our own VNet also we can create it. Okay, our own also we can create it. Okay, so then I'm going to create a virtual network.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Previously, VMware you created that.
No. Azure VM we are talking, not VMware.
Linux you previously Ubuntu you created.
That is Linux is different. Linux is VMware DHCP service. Those services are providing the IPs.
Other is cloud server.
Yeah, this is in the cloud we are getting. Okay, so then here we are going to use our own resource group. I'll use Citrix itself is our resource group, or I can create a new resource group also. Then I'm going to create Citrix VNet. What is the name I have given? Citrix VNet I have given. Citrix VNet I have given here. Then we need to give the CIDR block also, all those details. So we need to create by default, we may got the virtual network encryptions also. In the IP address range, we are going to give 10.0.0. series. Okay. And for the VNet, they have given /16. With the 16, how many we are getting? 65,536 we are getting. If you don't want 10. series, okay, we can use 10.10. So not mandatory 10.0 itself we should take. I'm going to give here 10.
So what is in the security tier?
Where?
In the security.
That is additional encryptions, all those we can enable.
Okay, Azure Bastion.
They will charge. Bastion is used for if it is a private subnet is there, it acts as a jump server.
Okay. Got it.
Sir, hello.
Yeah.
Previously told cloud and Linux server is already is inbuilt, sir, or previously we installed.
That is we got inbuilt one VNet, we got it.
Okay.
So now we are creating our own our own rules. We can define our own IP ranges, and if you select this, they'll charge more. Okay, they'll charge more for this, and here we need to choose the IP address also. But for the production VNets, will enable all these also: Azure Firewall, DDoS protection. But in our account, they'll charge a lot of money. Okay, it provides the security encryptions for our virtual networks. Okay, so then /16, we are going to give /16, and if we want to add more subnets, by default here one subnet is already added. Default subnet, how many IPs we assign? In default subnet, how many IPs we got?
256.
256.
256, and what is the range of this? 10.10.0.0 slash 24.
250. Sorry.
Okay, so then I'll create one more. I'll give this name as a private purpose. Okay, so maybe for the private default itself, I'll give the name as private, but already we have 10.10.0.0 has been given. That is the reason 1.0 has been taken the subnet range. First subnet took 0.0/24. Second subnet took
/16.
no. That is /16 is VNets range.
Okay.
So now here
Second is
1.0.
1.0.
First
1.2.
subnet is 10.10.0.0/24. This one is 10.10.1.0/24.
210.10.1.250.
Okay.
Sir, that 24 will become 2 power and 2 power 24.
Yeah, that is 2 to the power of 8, 256 address we are getting.
Yeah.
Okay, 256 address we are getting
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, first default is 0 series, second is 1 series.
One series. If wants second, third series also, we can create like that.
Yes, sir.
You got it right?
Means,
Yeah.
n is equal to 24.
Yeah, n
Two
is
power-
/24 is that it's /n.
Okay. 2 power 24 minus 2.
2 to the
One,
power
na?
of 32 minus
Okay. N.
okay.
Okay.
Should then we are going to optionally we can attach the so now how many subnets is created?
2 subnets.
2 subnets. Can you guess those? What is the difference between public subnet and private subnet?
Public
Public.
subnet is we can pay and use. The private network we can freely use.
No. Public and private subnet.
Public IP goes to public subnet.
No, public subnet I think can be accessible over the
The
internet.
resources,
Private will be
resources in the public subnet can be accessible over the internet.
private
Yes.
will be over a particular network.
Yeah, over the particular network, we can create it. Okay, if we want to access that like a subnet or the resource inside that subnet, maybe VM or database. Okay, so that resources are available
Publicly
publicly
Public.
accessible. Okay, we created 2 subnets, right?
For
Yes,
that
yes.
we pay, sir. Public network we will
No,
pay.
we don't pay for this. Okay, say if we go to these virtual networks, we have created our own Citrix VNet. And how many subnets we have here?
2 subnets.
2
Sir.
subnets.
But
Okay,
it is in private
2 series.
network.
2 subnets these all. One is default and second one is private.
Okay.
So both are can assign how many IPs we'll get?
256, 256.
256, 256. But how many it is showing here?
251.
Yeah,
251.
why? Because 5 IPs have been reserved by Azure VNet itself.
Okay.
Okay, say in any subnet, even in AWS also, Azure is going to use 5 IPs it is going to use. That is the reason if we got 256 also, to the customers or to our requirement, we can use only 251 IPs. We can use only 251 IPs, and here these all by default, both the subnets I given one more subnet private, right? But even if I give the private also, that subnet is public subnet itself.
Did you use it for which purpose, sir? 5 reserved IPs.
No, that is to when you keep the instances, assume if you create 200 VMs, these IPs, 200 IPs are used.
Five it is like
5
there
IP,
by
no,
default.
those 5 is for the one is for VNet, one network address, one DNS router for the broadcasting, one is for the future purpose is going to use.
Okay.
So that why Azure will reserve those IP addresses we'll discuss. So total how many it is reserving?
5.
5.
5 IP address. First 4 addresses. Can you tell me what
10
are
dot
those?
0 dot 0.
Come again?
Host address and
Host.
No. Can you tell me those first 4 addresses? So in our series,
10 series addresses, right?
second subnet is 10.10.1.0
Yes.
slash
1.1.
24. Yeah, in this, can you tell me those 5 IPs? First 4
Ten.
IPs and last IP.
10.10.1.1, 1.2,
Yeah,
1.3.
10.10.1.1.0.
Yeah, already.
Okay.
Okay.
10 dot 1 dot 1 dot 1
1.1.
dot 10 dot 1.2
1.3.
10 dot 10 dot 1.3.
Yeah, these all the first 4 IPs.
4.
Can you tell me what is the last IP in that series?
255.
10 dot 10
Only
dot 1 dot
255 is
24.
1.255.
does it
No sir,
broadcast?
24.
No.
24.
255 IP, 256 IP starts from 0.
Means slash 24 is.
A slash 24 itself, that meaning is 256 IPs.
Okay.
In that, as it starts from 0, we got 255.
But what is meant by 24 sir then? Means,
Slash 24 itself is giving 256 IPs.
okay. Okay.
Okay. So then the first one is 10 dot, that is for the network address. For each network or for that subnet, we will get one network address. And the second one is, this is for the default gateway.
Default gateway.
Default gateway. And this is for default DNS IP. DNS
IP.
IP. And this is also is reserved for the
Reserved IP.
This is reserved by future purpose or for DNS IP itself. And mostly the final one is used for broadcasting.
Broadcasting.
So, but Azure, I think it won't support the broadcasting. Okay, if you want to send to all the devices, if you want to broadcast any message, okay, broadcast address, but Azure and AWS are not supporting broadcasting addresses. But one IP has been reserved for that.
Okay.
Okay, and the maximum subnet, which is the smallest subnet is supported is slash 29. Can you guess how many IPs will get in slash 29? 2 to the power of 32 minus
24 IPs will get.
2 to the power of 32 minus 29.
3.
8 IPs.
2 cube, 8.
Eight.
In that also, if you create a subnet, how many IPs is used?
8 IPs.
3 IP we can
No,
use.
5 is reserved, means only 3 IPs. That is the smallest one.
Okay.
That is the smallest one. Okay, so the biggest IP is slash 12. I think Azure is supporting slash 28 is the smallest, slash 16 is the biggest.
Okay.
Okay, say here, this is a difference between AWS and Azure kind of things. by default, okay, if we create any subnets in Azure, those are public subnets. Okay, I given the name as private, right? But still,
Yes,
that is going to be created as
public subnet, right?
public itself. As just I given the name as
Right.
private itself. Okay, so we need to attach one like a network security group.
Okay,
Okay, then that will become private by default. That is
public.
a
Public.
public itself. Okay, so that means by default we are creating a subnet means like uh, in AWS, what is the thing is by default, what are the subnets we are getting there also public itself. But if you create a custom VPC, by default, those are private by default. Now we'll confirm this subnet. Okay. So now
Okay.
what I'll do is I'll go to VM. Okay, and we need to make sure if you want, I can delete this VM. Not required, right?
Yes, not.
Okay, I'll stop it and I'll delete this. Then I'm going to create a virtual machine, but before that, we need to know the region where that virtual network is there. We are in central India itself. Then that virtual machine also.
Must be in central India.
Yeah. Okay, so then I'm going to choose my resource group itself, that is Citrix. And I'm going to give my cloud server 005 I have given, and central India. As of now, no need of zone redundancy. Otherwise, in zone 1, I can keep. Ubuntu, I have taken. SH or password, anything is fine. Okay. So then here in this NSG, what port we have opened?
22.
We open the port number 22 because for Linux, it's mandatory. We need to open the port number.
So we'll connect to put it through. Like
At 22 we need to create. 22 we need to
open.
create. Okay, so then we are going to disk. So we
Hello,
got,
hello,
yeah,
hello.
yeah, tell me.
Small doubts, sir. Means with these all we should know about MCS and Linux operation machines.
No, MCS supports cloud also. For that, it required all this. And for Azure AVD also, we need to know.
So Linux machine operation, these are also you should know.
Whether Linux or Windows, it's
Commands.
independent of it.
Inside we will.
No, let
will
me
not
finish
do
the
anything
VNet.
inside
Let me
machine.
finish the VNet first.
Inside
It's
machine.
independent of Linux or Windows or Mac also.
Okay.
So we need to know the networking concepts in the cloud.
Okay.
Okay. So now here, all these days, we went with the default networking. Okay. So, but here, what we need to choose is,
Citrix VNet.
yeah,
If
Citrix
yes,
VNet. Yeah,
will we
and here it is going to create again default one
Default.
or private one. I'm going to keep in the private.
okay.
Okay. And one IP also, its public IP also has been creating. And one NSG also. In that NSG, it open the port number is
22.
22.
Here what we do options, the basic, advanced one.
Basic or advanced also you can choose. This is the NSG security group. Okay, so you can attach even you can create a new security group and you can attach here. Okay, so I'll show how to create a network security group also. Then that security group, if you already have that, you can attach here. Okay, if not done, then it is going to create one more security group. In the advance, what we can do is, if already have a security group, that you can attach, or we can create a new
security group.
security group also. Okay, so we'll create, as of now, this basic also is creating a security group. In that, only one rule is open. That rule is,
SSH2 22.
yeah, 22 is open. Okay, as of now, I'm not going with all that, with the remaining all, I'm going with the default options. So what we need to confirm is, over the internet, if you're able to connect to that VM, what it means.
Through internet, right?
Yeah, through internet, if I'm able to connect to that, means that private subnet is private or public?
Public, sir.
It's a public. We'll confirm that once. Okay, so now here I got that key. Okay, so this key we can connect to that instance, and even that VM also is getting created. Let's create that VM. It's now no need to create a subnet or VNet because already it's created.
Yes, yes.
So it may create one network interface, one public and private IP, one NSG is going to create.
What is meant by SSH22, sir?
Port, that is the port for SH communication. In the NSG network security group, that firewall rule need to be opened. If it is Linux, we need to open 22. If it is Windows, we need to open the port number 3389 for the RDP purpose. So now here, in which series we'll get this IP address? Public IP is not our decision. That is, Azure is giving that. If you go for network settings, we'll get one public IP. Sorry, private IP. So which private IP we got?
10.10.1.4.
Yeah. Why we didn't get 1.2, 1.3, 1.1 or 1.0?
Those are reserved IPs.
Those have been reserved by
Azure.
Azure. Okay. Then I'll try to connect to that. For that, we need to convert that PEM file to PPK.
Putty keygen.
Yeah, putty keygen. I'm going to use that.
For converting purpose.
Yeah, converting purpose. That
This now.
whether I downloaded or not.
No, I downloaded. Put on all files. It's showing only PPK files, right?
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Very less. Okay. So this is the PEM file.
Yes.
Save that private key. I'll give Azure VNet and it's going to store as PPK. Now we need to copy this public IP.
Okay.
Putty.
Enter the IP address.
The central IP. SH. Authentication. Credentials.
Browse the key.
Azure VNet is this. Okay. So then here user is mostly Azure user. Azure user. Okay. So on top of this, what I'll do is, you are able to see, right? On top of this, what I'm going to do is, who am I? So we need to type minimum 30 to 40 Linux commands. I'll share some videos also, go through those Linux videos also. Then who am I is Azure user, who all users it shows. Okay, so now I need to install one web server. What is the purpose of the web server for us?
To host the website.
Yeah, to host the websites. Okay, I'm going to install one web server. This is Ubuntu, right? I'm going to install Nginx or Apache as my web server. I'm going to install. Okay, so then sudo apt update. What is the meaning of apt is? In your mobile, you have a Play Store, right?
Yes, yes.
In Windows or iPhone, have also App Store or Windows also now have the app store like that. Okay.
Yes.
In the Linux for Ubuntu, apt is their packager. What update will do is all the packages in that app are getting updated. One of the best practice is first update your repo. First update your repo. So that is the purpose we installed sudo apt update.
Okay.
So with these commands, what we are doing, we are installing one.
Cloud server.
We are going to install one web server. So what is the web server responsibility is the web server will take the web request from the browser and it's going to send
Yum
that
install.
web page.
Yum install.
Yeah, M is for Red Hat this. For Ubuntu, it's
A batch.
apt is a packager. Okay.
What, sir? Ubuntu was what?
Apt is
What
the packager. APT.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So then apt update I have done sudo apt install
Okay.
nginx -y I can use. Otherwise, it prompt you to yes or no. Okay. Sudo apt install nginx. Then y. Okay. Actually, that is getting installed.
Yeah, format is
Okay, so now that application has been installed, then we need to
Okay,
check
sir.
it in the service also whether that service is running or not. Sudo service nginx status. So now it shows active, right? If you want to exit with this, enter Control C kind of thing. Sudo service nginx. If it is not running, start it. But now we no need to start it.
Already running.
Yeah, it's already running. Okay. And in the production, never do restart kind of things because it affects a lot of business. Here it's a dev environment we can do, but in the real time, we shouldn't restart. And one more command I need to type systemctl enable nginx also. So with this systemctl, what's going to happen is that service is going to become an automatic kind of thing. If we restart or subsequent login also, that service is getting in the
Nginx
subsequent
is a web server, right?
Yeah, it's a web server, either Apache or Nginx we can install.
Ubuntu is a system app. Sir,
Ubuntu
system
is
app.
OS.
System
For
app.
that, the packager is app. Say for iOS, the packager is different. Android packager is different, right?
Okay. Okay.
Like this, apt is for
Okay. Always
Ubuntu,
sudo
Ubuntu
will
or Debian. If you take Red Hat, okay, CentOS, okay, these flavors will use yum.
Yes. These are used for sudo. Sudo
Yeah,
app.
sudo why we are using is we didn't log in as the root user, right? We log in as
Yeah. Yes.
Azure user. That is the
Azure
reason we are using.
sudo.
Yeah, sudo we are using for that purpose. Okay.
Okay.
So then if I open this public IP in the internet, what is my expectation? That Nginx page need to come. That
That is
Nginx
also called a shift user, sir. Sudo is also SU command.
sudo super user, you don't do it. Anything do with the Azure user itself. But whenever we need to give the permissions, give sudo access. So we can enter into sudo mode also. That's not a best practice. So now if I enter that public IP, what is my expectation? What is my expectation? So I need to get my web page. But can you guess which is blocking us not to get that web page?
Firewall.
Which firewall? So that firewall is called as NSG. That is called as So this is your server, right? If you go to NSG, NSG stands for Network Security
Gateway.
Group. Network Security Group. If I go to NSG, already I have opened only 22.
Okay.
Okay, so now for the web, I need to open the port number is HTTP is 80. HTTPS is
443.
880.
443. But as of now, it's just a
Four-
basic web server. For this, I need to add one inbound new rule. Inbound new security rule I'm adding. Okay, so now that port number is
8.
80. That otherwise I can choose even the service also if I choose a HTTP here.
Automatically.
Automatically that
Okay.
80 will come. Otherwise, even custom 80 also the same thing. Either TCP, IDP, TCP you can choose. Allow or Denny. And here, what is the priority is there? What is the
First priority.
priority? 310. For SH, what is the priority is there?
300.
300. What is this? We'll discuss. That rule priorities, all those also. Then I'm going to add that rule to that server. I'm going to add that rule. Okay, if I add that security group rule, okay, so it's added right now. I need to get that notification also. Created a security group rule. Then if I open this over the 80, that Nginx page need to come to me. That Nginx page need to come to me. If that is not open for us, still where it's maybe blocked. If still it is not opening means where it's maybe blocked. I'll do one testing curl localhost. So here we are getting Nginx page. For outside, we are not getting that Nginx page. Okay, so then can you guess which is maybe blocking? Say that Ubuntu also have maybe firewall. Ubuntu
Okay.
also maybe even Windows also will have a firewall, right?
Yes, yes.
So here can you guess in the firewall whether that Ubuntu firewall they have blocked or enabled?
I think enable.
They have enabled.
Enabled.
Okay. On top of that itself, Azure has given one network security group for us.
DSCP, I think, so block.
No. Ubuntu firewall can block us. Just like firewall.cpl in Windows,
Okay,
Ubuntu have
REST
Ubuntu firewall. Okay, but what is the thing happening in the cloud is at the OS level, they're not blocking. On top of that, they're given one more virtual firewall for us. That virtual firewall has opened the doors.
Okay.
Okay, that virtual firewall has opened the doors for us. I hope you got the point, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's we are going to get that port. That is the reason this web page has been open for us. That means even if you give that, what is this meaning of rule priority 300, 301 is, here even if you go below, we have some other rule priorities. What are those rules? 65,000. Okay, say even if those delete that numbers doesn't have the more permissions. Okay, what is that meaning is? What is
I
that
think
meaning?
list of priorities, right?
No. What is the meaning of rule priority is, if I give the rule priority, if I have SH itself in Denny is there here. Okay, if SH itself is Denny, then for 300 it will give the priority or
Okay, yes.
okay, if I give the Denny and allow in 300 I allowed, in 310 I denied, to which it will give the importance?
300.
300. 300 would be the high priority. That means as of now we don't
It's
have any
300
conflict
Dennis,
here.
but
No, I
but
don't have any
300 is
conflict
Denny.
here. I'll tell one example, try to understand. SH22 TCP.
Previously,
Hello. This priority is
action taken.
if I add this Denny rule also, there is no impact to this because 300 always having high priority than
320.
320.
320.
Okay, but you can give the allow Denny kind of rules and we can give the rule priority also. But whenever we got the conflict, the rule with the highest priority is going to work. In this scenario, 300 is high priority or 320 is high priority?
300.
300 is always having the high priority. That is the reason that is going to work. In that, if I add any kind of rule,
Because it is showing SSH 22. I think.
no, both are.
That's
This
not
is
300.
allow SH. This is Denny SH.
Okay.
So still it will work allow because that's having
High priority.
that is having high priority. If I have a conflict of range of IPs, then which one having high conflict high range, that is going to be taken. I hope you got the point, right?
Okay.
Okay. So then even the 65,000, even if those are Denny also, there is no use because this is all rules they need, they kept, but that rule is least priority, 65,500. Okay, that rule will have the least.
Previously, we already click on SSH 22. Sir,
These all
but
inbuilt
it
rules
is
were
all
coming in
optional.
the. These all inbuilt rules coming from the NSG.
Okay. But previously, this option already came SSH 22.
Yeah, SH only is there. We just to understand you, I added that. If we want to delete that rule, we can delete that rule. So now, if you want to say this NSG, okay. So now we have one NSG, right? That NSG is created at VM level. Okay, we can have NSG at subnet level also. Okay, but what happened in this scenario? So assume you have an apartment in your flat, you can keep like one security kind of thing. But at the apartment entrance also will have the security, right?
Yes.
So now here first level of security is going to come at subnet level or VM level?
Subnet level.
Subnet level. By default, the NSG subnet is allowing all traffic.
Okay.
Okay, if we want to make it private, can you guess at what level we need to apply that rule? At the subnet level or at the VM level?
VM level, we will deny
at the VM level, we need to create. That means in the tomorrow class, I'll explain that. Okay, so we'll make it one subnet as the private also.
NSG means
NSG is nothing but it's network security group. It's a firewall rules. That firewall rules we are going to enforce at NSG. NSGs can be created at
for blocking network firewall.
Either at the VM level we can create or at subnet level also. Okay, and one assignment what I'm giving for you is take a Windows server on the Azure itself. On that VM, install IAS also. Install IAS. Say web server role in the server role manager, you can have a web server role, right?
Yes.
Okay, that role you add, then open in the NSG, which port you need to open for that? 80 port or HTTP port need to be open. Then you need to get that IAS page.
Okay.
You need to get that IAS page, you need to get it. That is, you need to do it as assignment.